The Baltic Sea is shallow, confined, and strategically loaded with tension. In this theater, submarines have a disproportionately high influence compared to fleet tonnage or surface force prestige. The recent selection by Poland of Sweden's A26 submarine, supplied by Saab Kockums, represents not only a military procurement, but a structural shift in how NATO intends to shape power projection beneath the Baltic's surface. This is also a symbolic moment in Nordic defense history. Sweden, long seen as a cautious and neutral military actor, is transitioning into an exporter of deep-water strategic capability. The A26 is a next-generation diesel-electric submarine featuring extremely low acoustic signatures and advanced air-independent propulsion, allowing the vessel to remain submerged for extended periods without surfacing. This AIP capability is crucial for stealth in congested surveillance environments such as the Baltic, where sonar detection is easier due to shallow depth and reflective seabed contours. The A26 also features a modular payload system and a ghost mode engineered to reduce acoustic, magnetic, and infrared signatures. These characteristics make it a high-end hunter-killer platform, optimized not for blue-water power projection like the nuclear submarines of the United States, but for littoral dominance, covert surveillance, and strategic denial operations. Poland's choice of Sweden over Germany was not accidental. Germany's Type 212 and Type 204 submarines form a strong benchmark within NATO, used by several European navies. Yet Poland prioritized not only platform performance, but industrial and technological partnership. Sweden offered technology transfer, training pathways for Polish crews, and localized industrial involvement. This means Poland is not simply buying submarines. It is building a domestic submarine competence ecosystem. Equally important is historical credibility. Kockums has been building submarines for more than a century and has produced some of the world's quietest diesel-electric platforms. Instead of joining the German submarine family, Poland deliberately aligned itself with a Nordic underwater warfare network. Viewed in operational terms, the A26 will enable Poland to perform strategically sensitive missions. The submarine can monitor naval traffic around Kaliningrad, Russia's forward bastion in the Baltic. It can observe fleet deployments leaving St. Petersburg. It can silently shadow Russian submarines and surface vessels, and it can threaten sea lanes that supply Russian positions. From the Swedish island of Gotland extending southwards to Polish waters, the A26 creates a surveillance and deterrence corridor that Russia cannot easily predict or counter. This move aligns with a broader Nordic naval transformation. Sweden is no longer only the home of Gripen fighter aircraft or Global Eye airborne surveillance, it is now a submarine exporter. Norway supplies the region with ammunition via Nammo, ensuring strategic autonomy in consumables. Finland contributes expertise in advanced sensors and electronic warfare. Denmark is solidifying maritime air defense coverage to shield the Baltic entry points and protect shipping. Taken together, these roles form a functional division of military labor inside the Nordic region. Sweden leads in stealth naval warfare, Norway in munition supply, Finland in digital sensing and networked warfare, and Denmark in air and sea security. It is also a political realignment. The days when Sweden and Finland remained outside NATO are over. Instead of outsiders, they are now force multipliers. Their geography, once neutral, is now militarized into the northern flank of NATO. Poland, positioned between Germany and Ukraine, is both a frontline state for the East and a logistic bridge for reinforcement. The A26 contract accelerates Poland's integration into Nordic Baltic strategic logic. 2 decades ago, Nordic defense policy could be summarized as armed neutrality. That model is gone. The invasion of Ukraine fundamentally rewired regional threat perception. Instead of preparing to defend national borders only if attacked, Nordic strategy has shifted to active deterrence. Rather than simply arming internally, the Nordic states are now exporting capability to allies and shaping NATO naval dynamics. The sale of the A26 to Poland illustrates that shift succinctly. Sweden is not only defending Sweden, it is enabling Poland to defend Europe. Looking ahead to the period between 2030 and 2040, the A26 may evolve into one of the most exported non-nuclear submarines in the European sphere. Several naval forces are seeking replacements for aging subsurface fleets. Canada's Victoria class, the Netherlands' Walrus class, and even some Mediterranean operators are examining options. The A26, with its stealth, Baltic-optimized design and modular architecture, may prove attractive beyond the Nordic theater. If Sweden continues to build diplomatic and industrial partnerships similar to the Polish arrangement, a new export ecosystem could emerge, establishing Nordic shipyards as a strategic pillar of NATO naval autonomy. The Baltic Sea, long a quiet backwater of maritime competition, is becoming a contested choke point. Unlike the Atlantic or the Mediterranean, it is small, narrow, and acoustically harsh. That makes stealth a decisive advantage. Russia's Baltic fleet, based in Kaliningrad and St. Petersburg, is constrained by geography. The Nordics and Poland do not need numerical superiority, they need invisible presence. The A26 provides precisely that. This submarine deal is therefore not merely about 3 hulls. It signals a transformation of European strategy. Underwater warfare is shifting away from traditional blue water doctrine. NATO is beginning to lean on distributed regional capabilities, leveraging local expertise and partnerships, rather than relying solely on United States naval supremacy. Europe is learning to defend itself, to build for its environment, and to invest in indigenous platforms. In that sense, the Poland-Sweden submarine agreement represents an inflection point. The A26 will spend its operational life unseen, patrolling, listening, recording, tracking. Its strategic presence, however, will be felt continuously. Each time a Russian warship leaves port, uncertainty will follow. Is it being trailed? Each time a signal or transmission is intercepted, doubt will grow. Is someone listening? This psychological dimension is as essential as the tactical one. Submarines are weapons of uncertainty. For Northern Europe, the arrival of A26 in Polish service marks a profound and historic step. It reflects a Nordic confidence in exporting security, not just consuming it. It illustrates a Poland determined to become a maritime player, not merely a land power on the eastern flank. And it represents a Baltic that is no longer quiet, no longer peripheral, but a central arena of strategic competition.